Houston. When the Los Angeles Dodgers awoke Saturday morning, they were, for the first time since June 20, looking up at someone who was ahead of them. Game 4 of the World Series was upon them, and the American League champion Houston Astros had already done something no National League team had done in those 4+ months: shoved their way past them. The Dodgers' 104-win season was teetering on the edge. But with a 5-run explosion in the top of the 9th inning Saturday night, the Dodgers silenced a roaring crowd, punctured the Astros' aura of invincibility at Minute Maid Park and, after the final 3 outs delivered by closer Kenley Jansen, evened the World Series at 2 games apiece. The Dodgers' 6-2 win puts them 2 games away from the franchise's first World Series title since 1988, and they have lefty Clayton Kershaw, the best pitcher of his generation, on the mound in Game 5 on Sunday night, opposite Astros lefty Dallas Keuchel in a rematch of Game 1. The crowds that have jammed into Minute Maid Park throughout this month have witnessed many delights and diversions, remarkable pitching performances and clutch hitting, walk-offs and blowouts, all of them ending with the Astros celebrating another win at the center of their diamond. But what confronted them in the 9th inning was something that hadn't been seen here since the start of the entire postseason. Until Cody Bellinger's RBI double off closer Ken Giles' 3 batters into the 9th, the Astros hadn't trailed at home at any point in these playoffs. 71 straight innings of dominance that produced a 7-0 home record with a combined run differential of +26. A gasp fell over the crowd of 43,322 as the go-ahead run crossed the plate, followed by a hush, and all of it topped off with a round of groans as Dodgers designated hitter Jock Peterson crushed a towering 3-run homer to right center off reliever Joe Musgrove. Much of run-up to Game 4 focused on Astros first baseman Yuli Gurriel, who narrowly avoided getting himself suspended for a World Series game after making a racially insensitive gesture toward Dodgers pitcher Yu Darvish during Game 3. Instead, Commissioner Rob Manfred suspended him for 5 games at the start of 2018, and Gurriel was in the Astros lineup, essentially a non-factor in going 0-for-3. Being in the position of trailing was a foreign feeling for the Dodgers. They held a 7.5-game lead in the NL West at the All-Star break, a 21-game lead by late August, and even after an ugly late stumble, they will wound up winning their division by 11. They swept the Arizona Diamondbacks in the division series, wrapped up the pennant in 5 games over the Cubs, and took the opener of the World Series at Dodger Stadium. The game was a scoreless pitchers duel entering the bottom of the 6th, before Astros center fielder George Springer homered off Dodgers lefty Alex Wood with 2 outs to snap the scoreless tie and break up Wood's ill-fated no-hitter bid. But a half-inning later, Dodgers first baseman Cody Bellinger, 0-for-13 with 8 strikeouts in the series to that point, doubled to left center off Astros starter Charlie Morton, who was working on his own gem, and 2 batters later, Logan Forsythe drove him in with a single to center off reliever Will Harris. Before Forsythe's RBI single, the Dodgers were 1-for-16 in the series with runners in scoring position. With their bullpen low on fuel after having to cover 61 thirds innings in Game 3, the Dodgers desperately needed length from Wood, who gave them exactly that. He carried a no-hitter into the 6th, overcoming a few fits of shaky command along the way, but he was also pushing up against the Dodgers' soft pitch limit for him of around 80 to 85 pitches. As Springer stepped into the batter's box in the bottom of the 6th, the scoreboard was littered with zeros, one of which resided in the Astros' hit column. But there were forces at work that revealed much about the state of pitching and game management in baseball at the end of 2017. As Springer worked the count to 3-1 against Wood, both bullpens were in motion, despite the paucity of hits in the game to that point, just 1 total between the 2 teams. And on Wood's 84th pitch of the night, Springer unloaded on a curveball and drove it into the Crawford boxes and left. The pitch was Wood's last. Out came Dodgers manager Dave Roberts to the mound with the hook. In came Brandon Morrow, the trusted right-handed setup man who has appeared in 11 of the Dodgers' 12 games in these playoffs. In some corners of the baseball universe, they're undoubtedly asking whether Roberts took Wood out too soon. He was, after all, still working on a one-hitter at that point. But the way the Dodgers operate, The question being asked was whether Roberts had left him in for one batter too many. As the Astros' leadoff man, Springer was the first batter to face Wood for a third time Saturday night, a situation the Dodgers, with their sabermetrically